Hi, everyone. I'm Eric from SleekFlow. I manage the sales team in the company. So today, maybe like at the very beginning, I'll go through what the company does and some company background of ourselves as well. So SleekFlow is basically an AI-powered omni-channel social commerce platform. So the idea is to basically help businesses to streamline the workflows in terms of marketing, sales, and support as well. So this time last year, we actually had our fundraising round, our Series A, that was led by Tiger Global. Tiger Global is actually one of the biggest VC in the world, and they've basically backed companies like Meta, LinkedIn, TikTok in the past as well. So that's why we have a very close relationship with Meta, and that's why we are an official partner as well. So with that funding in mind, we actually expanded into different countries, right, outside of Hong Kong. So with that being said, those countries are Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, UAE, and Brazil. So we actually have a very large scope of client base or client portfolio as well, not just in the retail and e-commerce space, but also in beauty, real estate, financial, education, et cetera, as well. So we wouldn't have been able to do it without the support of our partners as well, right? So as I said, we have a very close relationship with Meta, but also with other partners like Microsoft, Shopify, Salesforce, WooCommerce, Stripe, et cetera, as well. And that's the reason why we are also integrated natively with Salesforce and also basically the apps that I've just mentioned as well. And this is basically a quick snapshot of what SleekFlow is as a software. So we are basically sitting right in the middle between all the other communication platforms and software, like WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, WeChat, Line, et cetera. And on the other side, we are also integrated natively with CRM systems like HubSpot, Salesforce, Microsoft Dynamics, and e-commerce platforms like Shopify, WooCommerce, et cetera, as well. So with our very close relationship with Meta, that enables businesses to use SleekFlow to build actually a one-on-one relationship with their customers in a scale perspective as well. So $1 million question today is, what is conversational commerce, right? I think that's the reason why everyone's here today. Before I start or go deeper about what is conversational commerce, right? Just to share some statistics on the Hong Kong market, right? So in Hong Kong, actually 84% of the consumers are already using WhatsApp. That's taking account of all the other age segments as well, right? So including even the old people. So I think if you are talking about among young people or below 50, probably the penetration rate is around 100%. And in a worldwide perspective, right, WhatsApp not only can enable you to do more businesses in Hong Kong, but also in a global perspective as well. Because they've got 2.5 billion customers worldwide, and they've got users spending across like 180 countries, right? And the other matrices are basically on how great WhatsApp is in a worldwide perspective. And that's the reason why customers actually prefer messaging a brand rather than emails and phone calls, right? And I'm sure a lot of you guys have been receiving a lot of emails or EDMs from retail brands or from other brands, right? But how many of you actually read them, right? I guess a lot of you guys would put them straight into the junk mail or bin, right? Because it's no longer effective. And if you on an email perspective, if you can achieve an open rate of 20%, you are doing fantastic already. But looking at on a WhatsApp perspective, we are basically looking at around 90 to 95% open rate. So it's a huge improvement, and it's with a new technology as well, right? And most importantly, you're able to connect with your customers in a quicker manner. So for the people that is in sales, you understand that the quicker you get back to your customers, the higher the conversion rate it is, right? So it's all about speed. And 7 out of 10 people actually feel more connected if you can message the company, right? Rather than just email, because email sometimes can be more generic, but messaging is more intimate, right? You can build like a one-on-one relationship with each other. And with SleekFlow, right, the solution that we are proposing is actually the WhatsApp official API, right? So how is that different to a normal WhatsApp? So the first thing that you'll be able to realize is at the very top of the screen. So you can see the name of the brand alongside with the green tick verification is something that we can help you with. So we can basically work with Meta to help you to apply for a green tick account, which means that the client doesn't have to save your phone number in order to see your company name already. So it won't pop up as a phone number on its own. It would show up as a company name. And you'll be able to send like interactive messages, right? Just like the buttons that you'll be able to see here, alongside with list messages as well. And it would enable you to basically have multiple user access. Essentially, it would allow you to have like hundreds or thousands of people using the same WhatsApp number on the SleekFlow platform. And you'll be able to send personalized campaigns on SleekFlow platform as well. Versus, let's say, if you want to do it on the WhatsApp business account or personal account, right? Usually, WhatsApp doesn't allow you to do that. So there's a high chance of your account getting banned in that perspective. So how do you engage with your customers through messaging, right? So usually, we would see this as a journey. So from awareness all the way to taking care of your customers, and then at the end, how do you build loyalty among your customers as well, right? It's something that SleekFlow can help you with on the social perspective. So taking the first step into perspective, right? So how does your customers actually know about your product, right? Or understand about the services that you're providing. So Facebook ads and also Instagram ads is actually a very good way for you to promote your product. So what we are trying to recommend here is the click to WhatsApp ad. So at the bottom, you can basically have WhatsApp as the CTA, right? So in a way, it can help you to provide more information on a WhatsApp perspective, right? Because like on the Facebook and IG screen, right, sometimes the information that you can portray or present is very limited because it's only a square, right? So if you want to provide more information, you can actually divert the customer to WhatsApp, and then subsequently you can provide videos, images, or more information on the product that you're trying to sell. I'll give an example, right? Let's say if you are a car brand trying to sell a car, right? Let's say if you have the BMW 3 Series on the screen, right? But usually you only see a picture. But if you click onto the WhatsApp, there are two things that you can do. You can immediately send the customer promotional videos as well as the price list of the car. And at the end, you can actually route this conversation to a sales agent to follow up with the client right away because obviously it's a very, very hot lead if they're interested. And one more thing that we can actually do is actually Instagram and Facebook automatic common replies, right? So I'm not sure if a lot of you guys have seen like Facebook pages where there's in the comment section, right? A lot of people just comment like PM or like, can I get one more and stuff like that, right? And then the page would reply automatically. So this is something that we can do as well. So according to the keyword that the customer replies, we can actually trigger direct message replies or in the comment sections as well. And moving on to the next step, right? Like how do you also get attentions of your current customers or actually customers that are new to your subscription list, right? You can actually broadcast messages on the SleekFlow platform in a sense where you can also send EDMs to your customers. It's the same logic, right? But you do it on the WhatsApp perspective. And first thing you'll be able to realize is at the very top, right? It's a use case that we've done with Yoho, which is one of the biggest electronic compliance online shop in the world, in Hong Kong, right? So you'll be able to see, the green tick account that we apply for them, and if there's any new promotions that they would want to target their existing customers based on their CRM data, they would be able to basically target or retarget based on those tagging as well. And at the end, on the SleekFlow platform, you'll be able to track the conversion rate as well. So you'll be able to track basically the open rate, send rate, and reply rate, et cetera, on the all-in-one in the SleekFlow platform. And one of the hot topic that like a lot of people asked recently is WhatsApp catalog, right? So how are you able to sell more on WhatsApp? So on the under SleekFlow, right, we can help you to build a WhatsApp catalog on the screen here is an example that we've done for a dessert client called a dessert in Hong Kong. So they would have basically all their bakery on the WhatsApp catalog, right? So the client can actually see what products they have, and at the end, they can actually purchase an item on WhatsApp, right? Because it's something that we can offer. So APM Monaco is another client that is working with us at the moment. So they have this in-chat payment link built into the WhatsApp account. So let's say if a client is interested in a particular product, right? They can select the product on the catalog, and they can check out right away through the payment link. So you would leave the entire ecosystem within WhatsApp, right? So you don't need to basically go to the website, select a product, go to checkout, put in your credit card, et cetera, right? So on that perspective, it also works better for recurring customers as well, right? The reason why is because we can offer one-click checkout. So for example, if you're using an iPhone, Apple Pay, we support Apple Pay. If you're using Android, right, we support Google Pay as well, right? So it's extremely convenient for the customer as well. So at the end, if in a retail perspective, right, let's say if I am a retail store, a sales associate, right, and I'm trying to sell on WhatsApp, right, you might ask, what is the incentive for me to actually sell on these platforms? Because if I get a client to buy from store, I'll get a commission, right? But if I sell on WhatsApp, then I don't get anything. So we are trying to tackle this problem by building an analytics on the SleekFlow platform. So basically, we are able to track the matrices or the revenue generated from each store, each team, or in a each sales associate perspective as well. And we also have a flow builder. So essentially, it's a journey builder, right? That enables you to play around with different flows based on different triggers as well, right? For example, if you want to create a trigger based on a client that have viewed a BMW 3 Series from your Facebook ad before, right? Then you can bring them into a different flow, and essentially you can use it in different perspective as well, right? So you can basically create a FAQ chatbot. You can create different automations, assignment rules. You can actually create a flow that can help you to do lead generation as well, right? To gather subscription list at the same time. And we are also rolling out a ticketing management system, which is very handy on a support use case, right? So as I mentioned, different stages on the sales journey. So support is also a very important element, right? So you guys can make sure the client is happy, and there's a place for you to actually manage all the conversations one by one in a better manner as well, right? In a more systematic manner. So all the latest messages doesn't necessarily have to be at the very top, but then you're dealing with basically inquiries in a case-by-case manner. And loyalty, lastly, right? We have a coupon module that enables you to basically send coupons to your customers, and you can generate it through us as well, where you'll be able to, or the end customer can generate or can take this coupon to retail stores, and they can redeem it from there as well. Or they can basically use the code and redeem it online. And this is quite an important tool if you want to attract your recurring customers or offer incentives for them to buy again from you as well. And lastly, I think this is another hot topic nowadays, is AI, right? So SleekFlow is fully integrated with ChatGPT, because we are actually an official partner of Microsoft. So we are on the Pegasus program, which is a very prestigious program that only 12 companies were selected worldwide to take part in this, right? And SleekFlow is the only one in Hong Kong. So that's why we have a very deep understanding with Microsoft, also with the ChatGPT functionalities as well, right? And one of the a few things that you can actually help with your operations is the fact that you can offer 24/7 support, right? I know sometimes if you have clients asking you questions at 3 a.m. in the morning, right, your customer service team might be asleep already. So in this scenario, you will have the chatbot to help you to understand or to reply to any inquiries if possible. And you can also reply in a very personalized manner as well, right? So you can the chat GPT can sound like a human rather than the old versions of the NLPs and other stuff like that, right? So it's more effective and it's more scalable for businesses as well. One of the features that we are going to roll out is response enrichment. So basically what this is that if you prefer the customer service agent still to be the one that is replying to your customers, which is perfectly fine, right? But then ChatGPT can help you to either change the tone, can make it shorter, make it more polite, et cetera, right? To if there's any information missing, ChatGPT can also help to serve the customer service agents as well, right? A perfect example is that if there's a new agent coming on board, right, he or she might not know everything, right? So ChatGPT can provide additional information to actually coach your internal staff as well, right? Which in turn would actually shorten the onboarding time of your staff. And you can write summaries of the conversation between you and your customers as well. So for example, let's say if you're dealing with a complaint and you need to write a summary between you and your manager, right? In this case, you can actually have ChatGPT to help you to write the summary for you, right? And then you can at the end hand it to your internal team to review. And we can have like recommended replies as well, right? Let's say going back to the story where if you have a new staff on board and there are some questions that he or she doesn't know how to reply, then our recommended replies can definitely help the agent, and it's going to help to shorten the onboarding time as well. And lastly, we have a very basic functionality that everyone would be, I think, thinking about is the FAQ chatbot, right? Like how ChatGPT can actually help you to solve all the different issues and reply to the customers automatically based on what they have learned from your knowledge base or from the website that you provide as well. It's something that is supported on SleekFlow. Yeah, so this is another example, a screenshot example of the enrichment feature of SleekFlow. And this is basically the product recommendation side, right? So let's say if the customer is asking about a certain product or they're not sure which product suits them best, right? So ChatGPT can actually recommend a product for them from the product catalog, and at the end, a payment link can be sent to the customer to check out as well. This would also be rolled out further down the line as well on a roadmap. So just to wrap up, in 2022, SleekFlow itself, we enabled 32 million WhatsApp messages spanning across the world, not just in Hong Kong, but also the regions that I spoke about. And with 5,000 messages, 5,000 customers across 7 countries. So essentially, we help sales to convert with chat that was boosted by 3x, and O2O sales was actually boosted by 18%. So in short, right, just to wrap up, happier customers means higher sales, and that's what everyone wants as well. And yes, that's the end of my sharing. There are 2 QR codes there. The one on the left-hand side is actually, if you scan it, you can talk to our team. We've got a team at the back as well. And on the right is actually a ChatGPT model as well, right? So it's limited to offline at the moment. So if you ask anything about SleekFlow, it can answer you, but it's not connected to the internet. So if you ask, like, for example, who's Obama, it doesn't know. So yeah, just ask questions surrounding SleekFlow. Yeah, thank you very much, guys. And I'll leave the session back to the MC. Thank you.
Would you like to have a Q&A session?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. Any questions from the floor? So if there's no more questions, then I think we will wrap up the session here. And if any of you would like to speak to Eric individually, please feel free to do so.